Hi everybody, and I hope you're having a good day. My name's Gemma and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to do talking about Pilates fundamentals. So one of the things that we're going to focus on today, the main thing, is your core activation. We're going to talk about neutral pelvis as well, and then we're going to do some exercises to test that pelvic stability and also the lumbar spine stability, and we'll talk a little bit about shoulder stability as well. So these for maybe if you're beginning and you're new to Pilates, or maybe you've not quite found the right way to do some of the exercises and you're not sure if you're doing it correctly, this would be a good thing to try and just check that you are doing everything that you need to do while you're doing the exercises. So we're not going to do any big exercises. We're going to really focus on isolating and working in the correct way. So if you've got any injuries, make sure you do listen to your body, so just adapt it to what feels better for you. So if something don't feel right, make sure that you stop straight away or just adapt it and modify it. Let's get ourselves started. Okay, so starting off, we're going to lay down on our back and just have your feet hip width apart. Just get yourself comfortable, get yourself settled. So you've got your feet, your knees, your hips, your shoulders in line. And just settle in there in the mat. We're going to just focus on your breath to begin. So you can close your eyes, place your hands around your rib cage. So place your thumb near the back and then the fingers, tips around the front. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in and then breath out. So keep going, breath in, fill the lungs up. So we're going for the Pilates breath, lateral breath, and then breath out, softening through the chest. So thinking about the lungs, they're three-dimensional. So you're breathing in, fill up the rib cage, and breathing out, softening through the chest. As you're breathing in, you can feel the ribs expanding the front, the sides, and into the back, into the mat. And as you breathe out, you're feeling that chest softening and the air just coming out from the lungs. And again, breath in and breath out. So you want to keep this nice lateral breath flowing all the way through. And breath out. One more here. Breath in. Good. And breath out. So we're going to keep that breath going, but we're now going to talk about our core engagement. So first of all, we want to be thinking about zipping up our pelvic floor. So really think about pulling your pelvic floor. If you're not sure how to pull it up, think about if you need to go to the toilet for a wee, squeeze it, hold it in. So that's your pelvic floor. So that's the first step there. So imagine you're putting on your skinny trousers, zip it up, the pelvic floor, zip up that zip, and then you're going to think about doing your top button up. That's your navel towards the spine. So you've already got that. So that's our core connection there. And then we're going to just think about the ribs knitting together. So we're keeping those ribs knitted together. So that's our core engagement there. Now we want to find the neutral pelvis. So neutral pelvis or neutral spine, we want to find it. So place your hands in a triangle. You're going to have your heel of your hands on your hips and the fingertips near your pubic bone. And all we're going to do is we're going to tuck the pelvis. So think about pubic bone going up and then just let the pelvis go away so you'll get a little extra arch. Don't force it. Let's think about our breathing now. So deep breath in, breath out. So you're going to breathe in as we tuck, breathing out as we go for that little extension. And again, breath in and breath out. And find that neutral pelvis. We're going to make the rocks even smaller. Keep your breath going. So smaller rocks. So it's so small that we find that neutral pelvis. So this is where you'll find the heel of your hand and the tips of your fingers in a nice straight line. So your hips and your pubic bone is in line. If you're not sure, take a little look. So we shouldn't have the pubic bone higher than the hips, but at the same time we shouldn't have the hips higher than the pubic bone. Find that neutral, nice and flat and level here. So just check it and then coming down. So if you're like me, you'll have a little arch in your back. That's absolutely fine, don't worry. So that's our neutral pelvis. We're going to talk about the neutral pelvis. That's where you're going to find it, or your neutral spine. Now, we're going to talk about transverse abdominals working. Those are deep abdominals across the lower part, the deepest abdominals. We're going to find them. So just find your hip bones And then you're just gonna go 1 inch in, so take 2 fingers, 1 inch in, and then 2 centimeters down. So we're gonna take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, I want you to think about pulling up your pelvic floor, hold it there, keep your breath going. Think about doing that pelvic floor, so zipping up the trousers, navel to spine, doing that top button up, rib cage gliding in. Just breathe in, breathe out, hold it. As you pull up that pelvic floor, give a little push where we said, so just think about 1 inch in, 2 centimeters down. You should feel a little activation there. Just feel that muscle activate as you squeeze the pelvic floor and navel to spine, and you're thinking about the ribs knitting together. Can you feel it? You might need to practice a little bit. So that's our transverse abdominals. So squeeze the pelvic floor, imagine you need to go to the toilet, navel to spine. Can you feel that? That's our transverse muscles. We're going to be talking about those today as well. So keeping all this nicely engaged, that's your core engagement there. That's your neutral pelvis with the rocking. So we've found all this, so let's work whilst we do it. So check you're in neutral again. If you need to do a few rocks, find your neutral, check it out. Place your hands down by the side. If you want to keep your hands here to check, you can. We're going to just think about that lateral breathing as well. Pelvic floor, zip it up. Squeeze. Navel to spine, do your top button, ribs knitted together. We're going to do a knee float. Right leg comes to tabletop and then bring it down. And then changing. Left leg comes to tabletop and down. So we're keeping that core engagement. We're keeping that neutral pelvis. Just check that we're not letting the pelvis tuck up. Keep that nice neutral. Don't let your hips rock around. So it might feel pretty simple, or if you really focus on what we're trying to achieve, we're isolating. So at the moment where we're watching that pelvic stability, we're going to challenge it a little bit more. In a moment, we're just waking it up, just testing it. We're still doing up that pelvic floor. We're still keeping the lateral breath. One more on the left. Now we're going to go for right leg lifted. You're going to tap the toe down, tap it down, lift it up. So you should feel your transverse muscles engaging now. Keep that pelvic floor lifted. Good. Last 2. Keep that breath flowing. Last 1. Bring it in. Change sides. Don't let your hips wiggle around. Keep the pelvis still. We're taking it down. Breathing in, breathing out. So I don't want anything to move around. We're keeping it nice and stable here. Breath in, breath out. Last 3. Good. 2. Last 1. And bring it in. If that felt okay, let's lift both legs to tabletop now. So we're getting a nice 90-degree angle here. Knees opposite the hips, neutral pelvis. Think about your pubic bones nice and in line with your hip, zipping up. Navel to spine. We're going to tap that right toe down for 5. Bring it in. Let's go. 4. 3. Is your pelvic floor still lifted? 2. No tension in the neck. 1. Change legs. Let's go for 5. Don't let everything wiggle around. Keep it nice and secure. 3. Deep breath in, breath out. 2. Last 1. Good. Now we're going to just take the knee out. So we're going to open and close. You're going to take that right knee out. Don't let this hip come off. Keep the pelvis control. Bring it in. And again, open and close. Nice and easy. Breathe in, breathing out. Last 2. We'll change side. Relaxed in the hips. No tension in the neck. Last side. Let's change for the left for 5. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 3. Good. 2. Nearly there. And last 1. And good. And then place one leg down at a time and release. Good, nice, well done. So you should have felt that nice secureness here and felt those transverse abdominals working, and we're just trying to keep everything nice and lifted, that nice core engagement while we move the body, yeah? So that's the aim of today, is just really trying to find that core engagement. So next what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little bit harder. So first of all, we're going to go for ab prep 1, so glute bridge position. So just check your feet opposite your hips, knees, everything's in line, shoulders. We're going to take a deep breath in, neutral pelvis to begin, breath out, scoop through the abdominals, push into the ground, engage the glutes, coming all the way up to the top. And then we're going to slowly breath in, breath out, roll down through each vertebra. So we're just getting that nice sequential movement through the spine. Be careful we're not rocking from one side to the other. Breath in, breath out. Scoop the abdominals. We're engaging the abdominals, so we're thinking about all what we spoke about before. Once we get to the top, be careful we're not overflowing the ribs. And then breath in, breath out, slowly roll down through each vertebra. Good. This time we're going to stay at the top. Breath in, breath out. So we're going to work on that pelvic stability, lumbar spine stability next. Hold it at the top. Let's place the hands on the hips just to check. We're not letting anything move around. So we want to keep this nice and square. You can rest the elbows down, no tension in the neck. You're just going to lift your right heel and then lower. So think about all the stuff that we spoke about before to get that core engaged. So again, we've got a kind of neutral pelvis. We're in a different angle, so we're not over pushing and we're not over tucking. Just trying to keep that nice level openness in that front of the hip. We're thinking about pelvic floor, and we're thinking about navel to spine. We're thinking about the ribs knitting together. Good. If this feels okay, one more. Good. We're going to change it. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to try and lift the right foot. So make sure we're not rocking around. We're going to lift it and then lower. Check the pelvis. We're not letting everything wiggle around. Yeah, we're trying to keep the hips nice and secure. We're using the underneath glute to help as well as working into the abdominals. Good work. Pelvic stability, lumbar stability. And don't forget we need to breathe. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. We're going to stay at the top, breath in, breath out, slowly roll down through the spine, all the way to the bottom. Good, and release. We're going to do it again. You can stay where you are, or we're going to push a little bit more. Breath in, breath out, slowly roll up through the spine. Find all that engagement, so pelvic floor, navel to spine. We're in that nice neutral, opening the hips. We're just going to go for the right knee float all the way to tabletop. We're going to tap the toe down as far as you can for 5. Breathing in as you go down, breathing out as you're coming up. 4. Use that left glute. 3. No tension in the neck. 2. Good. 1. Bring it all the way down. Change legs. Take your time. Find that center. We're going to tap it down for 5. Breathe. So you'll find one side stronger than the other. This is normal. 4. 3. 2. Good, and 1. We're going to bring that leg down. If that went well, we're going to take that right leg again. We're going to open and close. So we're going to open and close. Nice and easy. Bring your arms down to give you a little bit of support. It's just a little open, not too much. Good, 2 more. Breathe. Keep that left glute activated. Anchor in that left hip. Last 1. Bring it in, change legs. Take your time, adjust as you need to. Last 1 here, and then we'll come down. Keep everything engaged, core engagement. Breathe through. Good work. 2. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Good. Breathing out. Last 1. Breathing in, breathing out. Both feet down. Hold it there, breath in, bring the arms to the side, breath out, slowly roll down through each vertebra. Get that nice sequential movement in the spine and relax. Bring one knee in or both knees into the chest and then just rock side to side. Good work. Okay, well done. So we're going to keep that core activated. We're going to go from ab prep 2 now. We're going to find that neutral again and we're going to find that core engagement again. Let's go. So both legs down. So same thing, make sure your feet and your knees, your hips, your shoulders in line. Neutral pelvis, we can find it. Do a few pelvic rocks. If you need to, check it before we go. So just make sure you are in that neutral. You've got your pubic bone and hips in line. We're going to take the hands behind the head. And all we're going to do is we're going to find that core engagement first. So pelvic floor zipping up, navel to spine. So we're going to take a deep breath in And then as you breathe out, we're going to just slowly think about the ribcage gliding towards the hips as you come up. Keep that neutral pelvis. Make sure you're not starting to tuck and then lower back down. Now there's a few things to talk about here. First of all, don't let you, as you come up, try not to tuck, okay? At the same time, imagine you've got two pieces of string on your bottom of your ribcage. You imagine that that's where the energy is coming from. So you're thinking about them two pieces of string being pulled down towards your hips and then lowering you back down. So it's not coming from the head. So what I'm not doing is I'm not pulling on my head. Yeah, so we've got to be careful of that. Let's give it a go again. Deep breath in, breath out. Make sure we've got that core engagement, we've got that neutral pelvis. So much to think about. Good work. So we're just really isolating, and again, so you're breathing out as you come up, breathing in as you lower. So you should have your elbows in positional vision, so they're not too close or too wide. If you always get neck pain, and keep going. You want to be careful. If you're not sure, just have a little look. Be careful, like I said, we're not pulling on the head to come up, you're using the rib cage to glide you down. At the same time, try not to keep your eye focus up to the ceiling. You want your head to come with you, so you've got a nice long back of the neck. You want to have like a small tennis ball underneath the chin. So we're not losing that space here, but you're letting your eye line, your head go with you, so you're getting that length, so you're not keeping it back here. Keep that length, let it come with you. Try to rest your head into your hands. It's all coming from that rib cage action. It might take a little bit of practice before you can do it without actually going into the neck. Let's do just a few more. Deep breath in. Check you're in neutral. Good, last one. Good, and breathe it in. Nice, well done. If that felt okay, let's go now without the arms, just to begin. So we're going to take a deep breath in. Breathing out, let's try and reach. Good, and coming down. So you're going to still imagine the rib cage is pulling you up. We're still going to think about that connection. So we've got that neutral pelvis. We've got that squeeze. We're thinking about pelvic floor lifting, navel to spine. And we're thinking about now the ribs gliding towards the hips. If you feel like it's going into your neck, you could always place the hands back behind the head. That's absolutely fine. We're just building up in stages. Good work. We'll just do a few more here. Breath out as you come up. Breath in as we lower. Push the air away. Nice length to the back of the neck. Imagine that little tennis ball underneath your chin. That's good. And last one. Push that air away. One, bring the hands back behind the head. We're going to go for knee floats now. So one leg to tabletop as you come up. Elbows inside, so positional vision. Make sure you've got that core engagement, your neutral pelvis. Breath in, breath out. Let's lift one leg and lower. Good, breath in. Good. So we're breathing out as we come up, breathing in as we lower. And again, breath out as you come up. And breath in. Again, pelvis is not rocking around. Good work. We're really thinking about the rib cage just gliding down towards the hips. So bottom of the rib cage, two pieces of string pulling you down towards the hips. Good work. If this feels okay, last one, we're going to get a little rotation. We're going to think about the left rib going over to the right hip and then rotate the other way. So again, I'm not pulling on the head. We've got a tabletop with a leg. So we're not thinking about the knee coming in towards the elbow. I want you to keep that knee opposite your hip and you're just getting that rotation over. Yeah, so we're really thinking about that opposite rib going to the opposite hip. That's it, keep that breath flowing. Make sure again you're not rocking the pelvis around. We're really isolating. Good work. So you should really feel those abdominals working, even though it's not a huge movement. We're really focusing. Good work. Keep that pelvic floor zipped up. Control 4 more. Last 4. Breath out. Breath in. 3. Good work. 2. Nice. And 1. and release it all the way down and relax. Good work. We're going to change positions now. So coming over, let's turn ourselves over into all four position. So your hands are opposite your shoulders, your knees are opposite your hips. So again, we've got to find that neutral pelvis. So just do a few pelvic rocks. So we're not arching, we're not over tucking. Find that neutral pelvis. So trying to find it here. So we're thinking about the same things as before. So we're thinking about the pelvic floor, zipping up, navel to spine, squeezing together, ribs knitted together. We've got a nice long neck, we've got a nice long spine. So all we're going to do to begin is we're going to just lift without letting anything rock here. So imagine you've got your favourite drink on your pelvis, whatever it could be, a tea, coffee, cocktail of some kind, whatever it is. We're going to try not to spill it. So you're going to start with your right hand, lift it and lower. Now your left hand, lift. Be careful as you transfer the weight, and again. So we're going with the right hand, so just be careful as you're transferring the weight that you're not letting everything rock around. We're really isolating today. Good, breath. Breath out as we go. Just try 2 more. Shoulder blades down. So just be careful that we're not lifting those shoulders up. Good, and 1, rest. Good, we're going to do it into the legs now. So what I mean by shoulder blades down is we're not letting the shoulders come up. You're thinking about those back of the shoulders, think about the shoulder blades in their pockets. Keep that nice length between the ear and the shoulder. We're going to do the same thing but with the legs. So again, find that neutral pelvis. Think about zipping up, navel to spine. We're going to lift 1 leg. Don't let that favourite drink spill. Now if you feel like it's too much, you could always take the leg to the ground and then bring it back in. So you don't actually have to lift it, so you could just take it here and then bring it in. Or we can go and try and lift the leg and then bring it in. Yeah, so just see how you go. So try not to spill that favourite drink. Last 4. Breathe. Long spine, keep that navel to spine. Good work. Last 2, breath in, breath out. Last 1. And bring it in. Good work. So now, if that felt okay, we're going to try and put it all together. So we're going to do the opposite arm and leg. If it feels too much, you could do 1 arm, 1 leg, yeah? See how you go. So breath in. Navel to spine, breath out. We're going to lift right leg, left leg, right arm. Good work. And change. Doesn't really matter which one you go for, just keep changing. If this feels too much, you could actually keep it on the floor like we said before, and then change. So try not to let your pelvis rock around. Try really hard not to transfer the weight over to one side. I'll show you now. So as you go in, try not to let it all go to one side. So I'm really going over to my left knee. I want to keep my weight right in the middle. We'll just try 4 more. So really focusing on that. So when you're trying to get the isolation of an exercise and exactly what we're trying to do, it's not as easy as we think. So it's really good to focus. Yes, good. And last 1, breath in, breath out. Good, and release. Well done. Staying in all 4s. Let's just get that nice extension in the spine. Cat and cow. Breath in, breath out. Push the floor away. Good, and again, breath in. Good, and breath out. Nice. Last 2, breath in. Good, breath out. And last 1. Good, and breath out. And release. Good. You might want to come off the wrist for a moment, give it a little shake. So we're just going to try 1 more exercise, keeping that nice core activation, that neutral pelvis. We're going to try from all 4s to lift the knees into a little plank position. So we're not going for a full plank. So hands opposite shoulders, find your neutral pelvis. So you're not overarching, not over tucking. Find that neutral. Navel to spine, don't forget about that pelvic floor, zipping up, long spine, shoulder stability, watch those shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes underneath, we're going to try and lift up. So you're going to lift, find that core connection. You can come down if you need to, breathe, Stay with me if you can for 10. Deep breaths. 9, 8, feel that core. Neutral pelvis, come on. Keep everything nice and square. Pelvic floor is lifted for 3. Good. 2, 1. Lower down and rest back. Well done. Stretch back now. Just reach forward. Nice child's pose. Reach as far as you can. Deep breaths. That's it. We're going to reach over to the right side with the fingertips as far as you feel comfortable. Just reaching over. Get a little side stretch. And then reach over to the left. Well done. And coming back to center. Good, just roll up through the spine. Good, well done. Great work today, just shake it all out. Well done, thank you so much for joining today. Hope that you enjoyed that. So we're really just focusing on that nice core engagement, pelvic stability. We did lumbar stability, we talked a little bit about the shoulder stability. So it's really important when you're doing any of these core exercises to make sure that you're engaging your abdominals in the correct way. So if you find you're getting back pain or neck pain, really trying to do these simple things and just steps to really focus on it. It might take a little bit of time, so if your core is a little bit weak, it will take a little bit of time to build up, so make sure you keep it up, make sure you keep going with the exercises and keep that focus, and don't rush into big exercises before you feel strong enough or that you're doing it in the correct way. If you've got any questions, let me know. If there's anything particular you'd like to work on, also let me know. I hope that you liked this and you got something out of it and thought it was beneficial. If you did, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more workouts like this. And I'm looking forward to work out with you very soon. Have a great day. Bye.